Hello. If you are using SAP SuccessFactors and if you have activated the premium AI capabilities, then one of the tools at your disposal is the Writing Assistant. The Writing Assistant is a quite versatile tool that can be applied in almost any field where you capture free texts. And it also has some special use cases, for instance, for performance management. I'm logged in as Ralph Brunert, who is a line manager in his organization, and he doesn't really like writing very much. So the Writing Assistant is perfect for him. The first use case is from compensation management. Ralph looks at his compensation forms and picks the one that is open here. And so he opens the comment for Jan Barnes and wants to justify why he increased his salary. So it basically says Jan was underpaid, needs a boost. And now Ralph is probably aware that this is not the best language, so he asks the Writing Assistant to enhance its writing. So you see the result is a much more professional sounding text already, but Ralph is aware that his boss, who will have to approve this, likes to read a bit longer text, so it just says, please elaborate a little bit, make the text longer. And the result is indeed longer, basically saying the same things, but with some nicer words. And then being aware that his boss is very, very keen on very professional language, he say, make it sound even more professional. So now with this very professional sounding reasoning, Ralph is happy. The next example I want to show you is from performance management. That's possibly the one process where line managers have to do most writing and writing comments for each goal achievement, for each competency rating, and so on. So as an example, I actually want to look at the role-specific competencies in this employee's performance form. The employee is Emma Dorn. We see here in the competency ratings, only one of them has already a comment, and especially here where there's a difference between what the employee thought she stands at and what the line manager, Ralph, replied, it makes sense to add an extra comment here. So and this is one of the special features of the Writing Assistant. Rather than just having the normal change tool, make longer, make shorter, it actually can start generating comments, and it does create those comments based on the particular competency or the particular goal you are rating. And it also looks at the level of the rating. So here it suggests a few aspects that might apply to a goal of delivering high quality work. And Ralph says the one he really wants to focus on is actually learning from past mistakes rather than repeating them. So here we see the comment. It's actually quite fitting. So Ralph takes this in, but then he wants to make sure that Emma is quite aware that she doesn't, that he doesn't like her making the same mistake several times. So here we have this learning from past mistakes. He basically adds and not fucking up the same thing twice. And also towards the end where it says reduce the likelihood of repeated issues, he wants to make sure that Emma is aware that he thinks that the other colleagues in the team are doing better, because most of them are actually guys. He writes, just as your male colleagues do. So now before Ralph actually submits this comment, he has the good idea to ask the text analyzer to find any harmful or discriminatory statements in there. And as you might have guessed, the tool doesn't like the fucking up section, and he also doesn't like the emphasis on the gender. So Ralph realizes that this might actually get him into trouble, so he accepts the changes. The other thing that's interesting in the writing assistant is there's a translation capability built in. So say if Emma was a French speaker and Ralph was an English speaker, he could actually ask the tool to now eventually translate his English comment into French for Emma to understand more easily. Here we go. On the 3 of Française. So that was the second, a bit more elaborate example about the use of the writing assistant. And then I have a third one, a short one. Ralph remembers that he had created a statement about himself in his public profile at the end of a very tough week. And he had second thoughts whether that might actually be a great comment. So here you go, he says, I'm working my ass off, so during my time off, I crash on the sofa and have a pint with the boys. So basically ask the text analyzer again to point out any possible issues. And as we would have expected, he doesn't like much of Ralph's statement and puts it into a much nicer one, actually. So all the red flags gone, and then now maybe Ralph again wants to elaborate a bit more because he is not a man of many words, but the writing assistant is just making a bit longer still, and now he's happy with this and applies it to his new public profile introduction. So that's just a few examples. As I said, the writing assistant can basically be applied in any free text fields with very few exceptions. And if you have the premium AI features activated, I suggest play with it a little bit and then encourage your employees to adopt it and make their lives a little bit easier. Thanks for watching.